Hello gamers and welcome to the Human Torch Guide. The one of a kind, the best one you'll ever see. Many people are saying this. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm P2MG. I play bad characters every season. Last season it was Scarlet Witch. Still play her on and off, but that's only when like the situation will call for it. Then I played Storm before that. I can show you all my seasons. Here's Scarlet Witch, here's Storm, and here's Human Torch. Human Torch 75 hours on. And then here's this season in competitive. Got Lord on him. Still playing Storm Scarlet Witch, of course. And then my peak with Human Torch is Eternity 258. Right now I'm Eternity 187. The leaderboards had me at #1 for like a long time for Human Torch, but I don't know how much I trust those websites. So, and then of course I am higher than Japanese Curry on the Friends leaderboard. So like, if you think he's good, well, I'm better. So lock in for that. Anyways, so this is going to be the Human Torch guide. I'll have the chapters down below if you want to skip to a few things. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Now, as we start here, I do want to let you know that I have a written guide that'll be going over the same things in this video. And as I discover new things, I'll be updating this written guide. It's a Google Doc. I'll show you on screen right now. It's basically, it's going to be the same things we go over here. The video will be like more in depth because I'm talking through it. I'm showing you things, but link will be in the description if you want to read through this or have it next to you when you're watching it, whatever you prefer. Just some general tips for Human Torch. This guide is meant to be something that you understand the character enough. I'm not going to tell you what every ability does because that's just like irrelevant. This is a guide that's going to push you from just a Human Torch player to, you know, the Torch player, a fucking god. So, first thing I want to say is it's the same when I played Storm and it's the same when you play Human Torch. Knowing how to escape from different kinds of pressure. There's obviously playing your environment, which I'll talk about later. But like if I'm, you know, hugging some environment right here, and like maybe I step out too far. Oh, hell is now looking at me. Like you need to know your escape tools. So something I recommend is like turning around and just like dashing somewhere. Or, you know, you can obviously do like the strafing stuff like this. And then you can also throw in the melee. Now, the thing about the melee though, you can't do anything else while you're doing it. So it's kind of like, it depends on the situation. And then additionally, it only moves your head hitbox. Like that's the real big part of why you melee. Really, it's only against hit scan, and then it's kind of like irrelevant in most situations. As far as where you play for your height on Human Torch, I like to stay, so like if I'm in like a team fight and nothing's really happening, I stay about like this level. Just like it's higher than the ground, but it's not like way up here. So then I can get like my good shots in, and like it's not going to have too much fall off or it doesn't do anything. As far as where you want to be, you should never be like sitting on the ground because then you can't dash at all. You have to be like, this is probably like the height of a character model off the ground in order to do any sort of dashing. You usually play like around mid-height or like depending on the environment, you play like towards the environment where you can just like peek out and like shoot a little bit. And then you only want to be like, you know, anything from that height up to the skybox when you need to like do a long range dash. Like if I have to kill someone over there, you know, of course, if I don't run into an invisible wall, but like that's the only time I would ever like get up to the skybox or go any higher than like mid-range height is either if there's environment that you should use to pressure someone else off high ground or if you need to make a dash. So just some things to think about for that. Additionally, I want to touch on like flank plays. So you do have these rotating fire things around you. Those do show up on the enemy screen, but for the most part, Human Torch is like very quiet in the air. So you might be tempted to make a play where you go behind an enemy and you kill someone, but most of the time that's not going to be a good idea to do just because you have so much value sitting at the front line that putting yourself off to the side and losing that frontal pressure and the areas you can create with like your shapes, it's going to end up like you're going to lose a lot of value for something that you could pretty much easily be killed for, because once like you use your dash and all that stuff, the flank play is gone. So 99% of the time, though. There are some situations, like when I flanked to that Punisher to kill him, that's just like kind of the moment was perfect for it. Our enemies are here. Don't step on lava. I have become vulnerable. It's a big turn. Killed Punisher. Okay, I want to talk about the primary fire now. So, this is the case with, like, maybe not a lot, but, like, some of the heroes in this game is the third-person camera having your characters on the left of where the crosshair is. You have to aim right. So, like, if you look, if I aim to the left of this Luna's head, like, nothing will ever hit. But if I aim to the right of the Luna's head, like, my entire shot is hitting. What I do is I aim over to the right of everybody in all my games, because then, even if, like, let's say, oh, my aim moves a little bit left, still hitting. Half those no regged. Still hitting. And then if I even move it to, like, more to the right a little bit, like, it's going to catch more. Whereas if I am aiming to the left on accident on the entire character model, I miss entirely. So it's got, like, a little bit of a window here where you'll actually hit. So, like, if you look at my crosshair, it's, like, from here to here. So it's a bigger window for you to actually shoot at rather than trying to aim for the head. I always recommend just aiming to the right of everybody. Now, when you're further away, this doesn't do the same kind of a thing, because, like, if I aim over here, yeah, it still hits. But when you're further away, it's going to line up more with your crosshair. So just keep that in mind. So, like, the closer you are, you just have to aim, like, more to the right of the character. You see how that is? Like, you see how far I'm aiming to the right, but that hits all the time. And same with that. But then if I aim to the left, nothing. If you're leading your shots, it's going to be different. So, like, you got to go more to the right if they're going from left to right. And then if they're moving from right to left, you pretty much want to just have it on them. So before they changed the primary fire speed, I was hitting, like, mid to high 30s in like a really good game, and then, like, high 20s in, like, an average game. And now, like, a really high game for me on Human Torch is, like, 46%, 48%. So I'm telling you, it's very helpful to do that. Next, we're going to talk about the Pyro Prison, Flame Wall, Flame Field, whatever you want to call it. So most people will be like, oh, you want to do squares, it's going to cover the most area like this. Now, the thing is, though, is that you're working your right clicks off cooldown when you make a square. The reason why it's bad is because, like, not every situation is going to call for a square where a better triangle couldn't just work. This is the flame field. This is not your killing move. This is your way to move people out or to get in some chip damage. Your killing move is hitting 2 right clicks on someone and a splash and, you know, maybe a little bit of primary fire after they've been, like, moved because of the shape you've made. So you make the space, then you secure the kill. The kill is not coming from the field. Saving your right clicks by not making squares helps with you not feeding support ults where, like, you're dedicating all of your resources to make, like, the biggest fucking shape you can. And instead, you're focused more on securing kills. And most Human Torch players are just going to be feeding support ults more. Some of my colleagues in the same elo, I see them doing their Pyro prisons. That's all they do is just feed support ults. And I don't do that, but I hit, like, more final blows than them. So you need to think about that and where you can weave in a triangle rather than trying to just force make squares. Obviously, there are situations where it would call for that, like such as this, but you want to try to make use as little right clicks as possible to get the same area that you want. Farming damage on this character, not good. You want to have lower damage, but higher final kills and higher elims. I honestly think I did good in the match if I don't have the most damage in the game. Now, something about your right clicks is that they last 6 seconds on the ground. So, let's say the objective timer is 6 seconds left. Then you start throwing your right clicks down, and then by the time the point comes up, you can press E and the entire thing will be burning. I do this a lot on the Eat Your Soul map, which I can show in another video of my maps and, like, what I do on each map. But, so, like, let's say here, I'm just going to make a shape here, press my E. Now you're watching your cooldown, you're watching your E cooldown. Waiting until it gets to 6, 7, 6. 3, 2, 1. Pop it immediately. And that one was about to go away because it was the first one I threw. So that's how you can, like, maximize the cooldown timer and all of that jazz. It's really good for that. Now, also another thing, spawn door, people like to make shapes, like, right at the start of it to get some ult charge. Do not do that. That will give supports ult faster than you will get your ult, and it's just going to be not worth it for you. Now, I would say it is worth it to, let's say you have a bad map on Torch, you don't know what you're doing, it is definitely worth it to go into the practice or the custom match thing, load up the map, and just walk around and see what shapes you can make, see what angles you can hold, which kind of environment. Yeah, Clintar, there's a spot where you can flame off the entire front of the choke, and the sides, and the entire point, and the back area where the supports hide. I only found that out through Practice Tool. So, it is worth to do your due diligence for doing those things. I will have videos later on what I do on maps, but, you know, things could change, and I could find new things, so feel free to experiment for yourself. One last thing about using your right clicks and your Pyro Prison in general is, like, if you're setting up, like, areas like you see, like, support, let's pretend that little iPad on the stand is a support. If I'm using them and I'm, like, trying to see if they're going to step in them for a dive, if you kind of see them playing, like, finicky, they know you're going to try to do it. You know, it doesn't hurt to throw one more out there or something like that. And then when you connect a flame wall, the points that you connect it from will stay up with your flame wall. So if I do this, 3 right clicks there, now there's 4, now there's 5, now there's 6. That's a ton of damage. That is an insane amount of damage, because the ones from your E will contribute for your flaming meteor dash. They will explode as well. So if you see, like, if you know, okay, people are going to come out of this area, then you can leave these up and throw some more in, and then as soon as you see, like, the squishy walkout you want to kill, boom, they're instantly dead. Doesn't matter if they're ulting, doesn't matter for anything. They are instantly dead. So it's a really good strategy to also leave that open for securing final blows or a crucial kill on a support, or like a Luna Snow's walking out to ult, you just kill her instantly because she's locked into like a confined hallway. Like, let's say like a Luna was walking out of this hallway. You know, you throw these down, you connect your flame wall. She is dead as shit here. She blew up in her ult and you one-shot her. I've done that a few times. It's a little bit hard when they're out in the open. But when they get into these, it's pretty much guaranteed. If the support steps up, they are dead. And a lot of people don't even know how to play around that yet. So, use it while you can.
They're ahead of us.
Now, just let's talk a little bit more about dashing. So, 2 right clicks into a dash is pretty much a guaranteed kill. But that's because the burn damage that it does before you dash gets them low enough. Technically, I think it's 3 for most squishies, or to the high health squishies, to actually instantly kill them. Or if they take a little bit of damage and you have 2 on them, then the dash will be killed. Like, see there? She didn't burn enough. She didn't take enough damage. You need to have 3. So that's the one caveat with that. It is 3 right clicks is guaranteed. 2 and a little bit of damage will be good otherwise. You need to play him a lot to get used to where when you dash in, like you need to be very confident about it, but you also need to know the situation instantly of when it's actually good to go in. Like, you need to have the read, because these are small. It's like a 3-meter explosion. These are small. So if you have like a one-shot set up and a support's walking in there, you need to dash right away. Otherwise, they're just gonna walk away from it and you won't get it. You'll be in a bad spot and then you'll die, and then you're gonna lose the fight. Now, one more thing I want to talk about with the dash is that do not be afraid. Let's say this bot right here is a Doctor Strange, and he's walking up here, and now, okay, let's say he's retreating. Dash behind him. That's a pretty sizable boop. And I've often led to many secured kills in my matches just because I boop them back. It's like a very weak version of Bucky's hook, but this kind of displacement with your dash is worth it in itself. It's definitely worth doing. And I would say like tanks is like the best to do it on, but like if you see someone that's just like kind of harassing high ground a lot, you can like dash even into like, you know, like I got him there. You can dash into the wall too, and if the wall's not too thick, you can just boop them off entirely as well. Okay, now let's talk about the ult. Now this recently got buffed, and now you can do a one-shot combo. But first we need to talk about some of the fundamentals of it. So, you throw your right clicks, right? They show up like that. That's normal. When you ult, they show as tornadoes. Now, there's a trick to get a free tornado off before you even say your ult voice line. Throw your right click, press Q. I didn't touch right click at all after I said Supernova, but now there's a flame tornado on the ground. The amount of times I've killed people because they're already taking damage from the tornado before I say my alt voice line, so they don't, let's say they don't support alt, or they don't, no heals are focused to them, nothing. It's crazy. You need to do this every single time you alt. It should be a habit to always right click Q. Okay? Every single time you ult, you need to do that. Because you have a free tornado off, and it can be some very unexpected burst damage. Now, as far as the one-shot combo goes, it's the same tech, and you just have to be close to them. So, like, let's say I'm, like, right above this Luna Snow, right-click Alt, and then my aura with that tornado will kill her. I've killed a lot of people doing that ever since the buff, because now it's, like, strong, and it can do that very easily. So, keep that in mind. Don't just spam right-clicks and just, like, tunnel vision onto your alt, because there's times where, like, I'll alt, and then, like, I'll just be sitting out in the open here, and they'll be like, oh, why are people not healing me? I'm literally alting. Dude, you still got to use your environment. Like, you still have to play safe. You're a flying character, and they maybe even have more priority on you now because you're alting. You need to still think about your survivability with your alt. There's times even where, like, so you get the free tornado off when you alt, right? This one. And there's times where, like, I'll maybe throw, like, one more, and then I'll see that, like, somebody's shooting at me, or I'll get, like, low. I'll dash away immediately. The rest of my ult might be totally negated, but those tornadoes are going to stay there for a while. So I'm not worried about that at all. That's the tech that I have for Supernova. Now, Synergies with Human Torch, of course, Storm because of the team-up, and for anybody using the team-up ability. So now, when Storm ults, I usually just wait. You can do the same tech, but I would wait until she touches down and either press X on her or throw a tornado in. X is more reliable because if they block it with the shields, then you're kind of screwed and she won't actually get it. So if you press X right away, it'll force her to deploy right where she casted it. So you need to be careful about that with your Storm players, is to not press X on them when they're channeling it. Otherwise, unless you're in a good spot for it, but if you do it while they're channeling before they touch down, what's going to happen is it's going to force them to be right where they casted it. So now if I wait for the Storm to show up, so it really depends on the situation. Most of the times I end up throwing a right click in and then ulting, and then the Storm will, like, teleport to my tornado because she can do that. If I put it over here, like, I don't think the Stormbot's going to do that. But Storm, from her perspective, can teleport to one of the fire tornadoes I leave down. So, like you see here,
The winds are ablaze.
I teleport right to it. Next, Spider-Man. I did just put out a video on Spider-Man and his synergy. His combo can get people low. You can do tickle damage. It just works. It makes his combos being able to secure kills better. Him doing his combo makes you able to secure your kills better. And the same with the Venom as well. Venom and Spider-Man, the way that they work together. The dives, getting people low, you get people low, and then, like, just the amount of characters getting people low allows more of them to then secure the kills. I've had so much success with Spider-Man and Venom, it's very fun. Now, Groot is another one that it's good to play with a Groot because of the alt combo and all that, but your friendly Groot walls and enemy Groot walls will block the connecting line between your pillars. So these lines here, if a Groot wall is in the middle of them, it'll stop it, and then nothing will burn inside. So you need to be careful about that, and it's also... Your friendly Groot is kind of a counter, but remember, we're not always playing around our Pyro prisons. That's at least not how I play Torch. Magneto is a good synergy. Bubbles are very helpful if you make a bad dive or if you're alting. Just kind of any character, really. I just like Mag. Luna Snow, her guard can keep you alive. Plus, if you're moving like this every game, like I am, you're kind of a fucking spastic, and you're really hard to hit. So keeping that guard on will keep you alive longer because you need to move like this. Invisible Woman, that team up is really good on Torch. I, like, instinctively press C even when there's not a Invisible Woman on my team, just because, like, I've mastered how to pretty much use it. And how it works is, like, if you have missing health what's gonna happen is then you just press C and you get some of it back. And it saved me like countless times. Very good. Black Widow, if you have a big Pyro prison up, she can then do like a one-shot just because like they burn a little bit. Like now that Galactobot's dead if the Widow hits them. So that along with just like getting just some damage in like that, Black Widow is a good synergy. Rocket Raccoon, his ult and your ult, dude, that tornado goes crazy. It goes from 120 DPS to 168 DPS. And of course, everything else is scaled up with it. And the thing is, you can play inside of the rocket ult radius because of the way you throw your ult. So, very good combo. Although I do miss like not having a defensive ult all the time. It still feels very nice to ult in combination with rocket. Now, who counters Torch? Magneto, Strange, anyone with stuff to block any of your right clicks. Because if you get blocked by a... If your right click gets blocked, or if it like hits a wall or something, it won't fall to the ground and you won't get the prison going. Also, Magnetos will often ult your ult so that you can't like keep throwing your right clicks, which is really annoying. But a lot of the time you can also just fly out of his ulting radius and then you can keep throwing them. But it's very annoying for Magneto players to ult your ult. Now another thing, a good Hela will counter you. A lot of the time, like, I've played games where, like, I'll ban Namor instead just because I hate playing against Namor. But a good Hela, way worse. It's just the thing is, there's not a ton of good Helas that are online. Even, like, I play in Eternity top 500 lobbies all day. A good Hela, still kind of rare to come across. So, but when you come across a good Hela, it's hell. You have to, if you're forcing the torch, you still have to, you have to play, like, around your environment, like, constantly. Because if you step out too far, she hits one shot on you, you have milliseconds to react to get out and get into safety. Which brings into, like, playing environment more and all that stuff. But if you're going to force the torch, and there's a good Hela, then, yeah, it's GG. Star-Lord Miner, before the primary fire speed increase and the pellets, I would say he was, like a good counter. But, like, now it's a lot easier to hit him. In his spinning move and his flips and his mobility and all of that stuff. He's just very slippery to catch. Star-Lord's just really annoying right now anyways. Namor, personally right now, Namor is like a go-to ban for me. That or Hela. You can't deal with his squids very well just because of like, if they're farther away, they'll hit you, but you'll just do like tickle damage to them and you have to waste a ton of time clearing them out if nobody else is shooting them. Plus, he has his left click, right click, which will just kind of destroy you, especially if he catches you at an angle that you're not strafing from that POV. And yeah, Spider-Man, never really a problem anymore for me. I know that one's like probably crazy for a lot of you to hear. Only when you're new, I would say that Spider-Man is kind of a huge issue, or if the Spider-Man is a god among men. Because like, now when Spidey's hit me, like I'll just like kind of do like this. I'll be watching them and so that they don't get their pull off. And just playing like a structure. Always keeping your eyes on the Spider-Man is like, it's golden. That's how you're gonna win it. And I've had so many less problems since I started playing Torch than I originally did. And just playing an LOS, telling your team to watch for the Spider-Man, and then also keeping your eye always on the Spider-Man so you don't get the combo done. Now, who does Torch counter? He counters Jeff in his ult. You like the same with the circle with Psylocke. You'll see like this spot in the middle where Jeff will come out or where Psylocke will stop after she's ulting. You throw 3 right clicks down and you slam as soon as it's done, and they're just instantly dead. And they don't have much mobility options after that. Also, flyers are pretty easy to counter on Human Torch. You should win every single fight you have against them, given that you hit your shots, just because you're going to do more burst damage faster than they are, and you're also more mobile than every other flyer. So keep that in mind. Now, before we're done with this, I do want to show you, like, it's kind of a warm-up I do. It's more to get, like, the juices flowing, get used to Torch again. It's not something that's going to be game-changing, really, for anything. So, like, even as simple as just turning on with the default settings, going in here, no ability cooldown, and just do this. Just speeding up your time on doing this combo, primary right click dash, primary right click dash, primary right click dash. Just speeding this up is good. Or mixing it up, so you go right click dash primary. And you can follow up after they get booped away. So that's gonna be more practical. See, like even I'm not hitting all of them. But this is probably the best warm-up you can do on Torch. There's nothing really else you can do. You know, you can practice the one-shot combo. So hitting this game is a mix of a lot of eternities. I think one above all. As far as like team comp and other stuff, I don't really worry about that too much. I just kind of just play Torch because I'm having fun with it. Okay. So here I'm just looking to push, you know, normally. Now, I keep my eyes on the mission area timer at the top here because when it gets down to 6 seconds, I'm going to place my right clicks and make a flame field. Now, here's where I start to identify threats as well. I see an Iron Fist. I know that that's going to be annoying to deal with if he gets on me, so I want to make sure that I always keep my eye on him so he's not going to get a ton of value out of that. It's like now I'm going to see that 6 seconds is coming. Now, while I'm dealing with the Iron Fist here, I do have time because I have to peel for my Luna. This guy's like the slipperiest player in the world, but I get it. Now everybody's fighting on point. I don't have any high prio targets right now. I pop my E, it's going to get blocked by all the Groot walls. But when they run into it, it'll still do damage to them. They're just cleaning up here. You want to use your third-person camera whenever you're peeking. Yep, and here, you can also look here for boops off this side edge here. It's a little bit risky to do it, but like, you know, you hit them like right at this carpet, you can send them off here. I've like done it like maybe one time before. It's a little bit inconsistent because people don't usually walk at a spot to be booped, but like, I know the Adam's here, and I remember calling it out in voice as well. But then like we started pressuring him. Yep, and then he dies. But he has self-res, so it's like it's gonna make a huge difference. Like here, making a triangle, because there's definitely going to be kills I want to secure off with a right click and a dash. Like even that one, like he just left it a little bit, but like we got that kill because of that, because I saved right clicks. I see the Luna there, see she's walled, focus on this. See, he's not going to live that. Yep. Pop the team up here, hit the right click again on the Luna, and then I'm out of there. Team up saving me. This was really weird. I was like, how the fuck did they get behind us? But no, they popped the Mantis ult for that. I did the right click tech right next to the Adam Warlock to see if I could one-shot him. I leave my tornadoes there because I want them to walk through that, take a ton of damage. That Luna, forcing her to ult. Fortunately, I do get killed by the Adam Warlock, who's like the only person who's ever really applying pressure at this point. But see, I left my tornadoes in that window, and that Groot was like half HP once he walked out of that. Here I'm looking at the Adam res, but I also know that we're going to be fighting on point pretty much, so I'm going to try to get my wall set up. And then I'm looking to peel for the Iron Fist, because my shotgun, you know, I hit like a good headshot. That's 200 HP of his down like that. Making sure the healers can hit me, so I stop strafing like crazy. Let's see this Mantis again. Kill her without needing the dash. My eyes are on the Luna. I remember I was fucking like really tensed up for this, but usually you want to have sporadic movement and calm aim. Now here it's more about survival. I can see we're losing the fight, so the Jeff's trying to heal me, and then I kind of stupidly LOS him here. If you see this, Like, I could have probably stayed alive above them, but then I just LOS, so he was kind of forced to not really do much of that. And they had a TP coming back anyway. It's pretty much a lost fight, but peeled for my supports right away, and then went for theirs afterwards. You're a pretty good peeler by throwing your right clicks down and just your shotgun in general. Pretty good at doing all that stuff. Going for triangles here again. Popping the team up so Iron Fist didn't kill me. That one I just couldn't dive on. Because there's an angle when you use your dash. You have to be looking down at a certain angle to use it as well. Like you can't go horizontally.
I am ready to put on a show.
Here he just eats the strange. Right now, yeah, I'm looking to flame off because I don't have anything to kill through Luna ult right now. Now I'm gonna look for my ult after the Luna ult, which probably did not need it all, but. And then here's the Luna. I have 3 spots down there. I could make a shape, decide not to. Iron Fist is just contesting right now. Shotgun, and we win that round. Now, there's like a few things, like I kind of like have like a flow chart. It's like deal with people pressuring my team, then go for the supports. I know Scarlet's more support killing centric than Torch is. There are certain comps you can play it into, but like if I'm shooting a support right now, if you look at my team, who's going to follow up with me here? Like we have Mag, we have Groot, we have Luna, we have Jeff, we have Soup. Jeff is probably the only one that can follow up, and that's if he's doing like flank Jeff at the same time. So it's better to just kind of do like a front to back play style with this, especially with the Iron Fist, and I should be peeling that for my supports. So always look at the comps before you play. I had a bad habit of not looking at both the comps, but that'll tell you what you can get away with in the match.
I've been saving the world.
Now here, I used to just put a square on point, but I've been experimenting more. I just want to show you what I'm talking about here. Experimenting more with, you see this choke right here, this little area next to the tree on the right side. Just throwing a little triangle in there, first of all, it makes the dots all really close to each other. So you can set up slams very easily then. You just throw 2 more if it's like, depending on the shape of your triangle. And then also, that's a spot where everybody's going to pretty much walk through. Rather than doing this, which is kind of annoying, this little nub here will get in the way if you put them too far to the left. It's just, flaming off the point isn't always just like the best thing to do. But there's also like timing related things to it as well. See, like here, I'm literally going to do it. Then I would have looked up for that, but then Iron Fist came and flanked. Like here, I'm breaking walls because I see our Groot's LOSing. So I gotta help him. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Like now, I'm just like totally looking on peeling and trying to get my team out. And it's like you don't always have to be strafing like a fucking madman. I see some people do it, and then like they just miss most of their shots. Like focus on strafing for when it matters. Like I see Hella looking at me, I'm moving more crazy. But like because I have my eyes on them, I don't need to just always do it to get away with stuff. So like here, like the Iron Fist is of course ulting. So I'm just trying to pressure him away. Stacking at my right clicks there in case he ran backwards. I'll show you what I meant by that. So right about here, I set these up here in case the Iron Fist, we got him low and he tried to escape. I can have a dash kill there. And I thought about popping my E, but then like just based on how the fight was going, I decided against it. Yeah. So. And here's gonna run out of his parry again, but I think he gets out here. Look how fast you melt Hella ult, by the way. Oh, well, Mag ulted. But you can kill that thing in like 2 seconds. Yeah. Look at that. Just like a perfect combo. As soon as you throw the last... Okay, why is the music playing? As soon as you throw the last left click to kill Hella out of her ult. I'll show you in a second here. Like I throw it right here, and I look down right away with a right click primed to dash to get some damage off. I don't know what her health was before she came in. I followed up with a primary. She's dead. So you can both burn her out of her ult, and you know where she's gonna land. So it's just pretty good to secure that. Here I just make a square because that's where they're fighting. Luna's ult is gonna end soon. So I pop this. I mistimed it a little bit, but was the right play. Then I go for a right click dash here. Kill the Adam as well. Needed the right click dash because she got the Adam heal. Like here, like, yeah, you can see my movement. The hell is looking at me, so that's why I do it. Putting the right clicks down there because I want her to be afraid of going there. It's not exactly to get damage across, but I want her to be afraid of taking that angle again because I didn't want her to be on the side. I wanted her to be with the rest of the team, so it's easier to keep an eye on her. So while I'm looking at the rest of the team, I see where she is rather than having to look like over here and then see it. So it's like I'm putting the fear of God into her eyes instead of actually trying to kill her there because I wasn't going to no matter what. I'm putting a triangle down just because I want to peel this Iron Fist and I'm going to need more time to turn from that. Breaking the walls again. I see the Hela. Always trying to apply pressure on her. So he's not going to get away for free with this. And this is where I kill her. Yep, 2 right clicks and a slam and she was already a little bit low. Here I'm helping break walls for our front line. Making sure my shape connects. Making a square there because there's nothing really to go for. Although I think actually here I could have went for the kills on the supports rather than setting up that shape. But I got them anyways. Kind of tragic. Yeah, if I went to kill the supports earlier, we could have had that one. But, you know, things like that will happen.
Can't get rid of me that easy. Just ask Ben.
So, we're coming to point again. See, like here, like I'm not looking for a shape. Until I can see the point, that's like really the only spot on this map anyways that you really want to fuck around with that. And then I miss one right click. Here, I'll turn back time a little bit. I miss one right click when I'm making this shape. That first one that got deflected in the mag right here. So then I just commit to a triangle instead. Because then I've already used 4, and I want to make sure I have enough right clicks to peel this Iron Fist and to, you know, kill the Hela, you know, whatever squishy comes in. I want to make sure I have enough resources to do that rather than just farming it off cooldown for a shape that didn't even connect, by the way. So it's like if you dedicate all your resources to making something that does just tickle damage, like you're going to lose the game.
Can't get rid of me that easy. Just ask Ben.
We're gonna have a TP here, but I'm pretty sure people just like end up dying like right away. Waited for Maggle to be used, then making another one. When we're doing overtime stuff, putting that stuff on point is good, but you also, once you do that, you have to make sure you kill supports or put a ton of pressure on them. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be feeding them ults because of all the damage that's going across. And here, like, I'm making sure I get this Adam out of the way. I see he has self-res, so I'm just always keeping an eye on him. You'll see me watch him. Here my dash isn't up, so I can't kill this Luna, which is really unfortunate. And then Adam gets the res off. Can't kill the Luna. But I did the right play there. I mean, they only had the Luna ult on point, and then we just couldn't win through that. But let's go to the next round. Now, I've had mixed feelings about this, but putting a flame field on this high ground seems good, but like it doesn't feel like it does like too much. And I would definitely do a triangle here than a square, because you need to see if you can get some kills across, like, yeah, triangle. Like, that's gonna do some good damage. Yeah, and we just die here because of the Groot ult, but what are you gonna do? Skip that a little bit. Something you should also get in the habit of doing, just as a general gameplay thing, is looking to where your team is before you commit to anything. Like, if I turn around right now, see where my tanks are, like, I know I can't make a dash. Like, now I see him in front of me, like, I'm good. And, like, here we called to go to the point, so, like, this is the time where I want to zone this off. Which, unfortunately, gets blocked by this fucking last-second wall, but you understand the practicality of it, at least. Like, here I'm trying to get an angle on the supports, but I need to also make sure that I'm not going to get killed by the Hela. She's got my name and number right there. They literally swapped the Hela because of me, so. Let's go ahead a little bit. Oops, so we lose that fight too.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Their ult economy is much better than ours. Theoretically, we should be losing this next fight. I don't remember what happens, but they should win this fight. Here I'm just pressuring the front line, making sure he doesn't get walled. Putting a triangle up just to help stop the front pressure that's going to come with the Iron Fist ult. Get the mag really low. Kill him with a right click. Go up to the Hela to finish her off, because you're like the fastest to burn in the whole game for that. I ult this. Make sure I get some kills off. Playing my environment still, making sure I survive. Kill the Luna. I'm looking for Adam now. That tornado did enough pressure to stop their Luna from healing, so it's just solo Adam heals, which isn't going to keep the entire team up. And then I diff him here. GG. It's kind of scary, but... Now here, I'm thinking of where they're going to come in. Where do I not want them to be? Where's somewhere where they're definitely going to walk through? And what's practical for it? Here I should have probably broken our own Groot wall, but it's honestly fine. He dies anyways. Because of that flame field, nobody else could walk up, and he had to walk through it again. Hitting a nice little combo on that Iron Fist by throwing 2 right clicks down. I'm looking at the Warlock again. Yep, just like that. By just putting that tickle damage, allows my Hela to get 2 picks there. Just 1 tap in each of them with the headshots. So yeah, and that was another fight down because they staggered a lot and we had a free 50%. Now they're coming top, so I'm going to place a lot of right clicks down here. Like I see that their Luna is walled off. And now they support ulted. I'm just looking to still like zone it out so that they can't just sit up there forever. But now I see like this Adam is totally separated from his team. He's only going to be able to heal himself. So I'm just trying to be very careful. I don't think I actually kill him here because the Hela helps him, but I do have an insane... Wait, hold up. I forgot about this play. I want to tell you what I was thinking about this. So here I am with this Warlock. I'm kind of dedicating a lot to try to kill him. He's also dedicating a lot to kill me. There's no more heals on point or any of that stuff. I hear our Groot ult. I look for it, and I do the right click. The right click and the Q, right? So that when I'm popping my ult, that's going to be a tornado there. That's going to be on the point, like right next to them. And then from that situation, I am being pressured by a Hela, who's now here. She was out here. And then an Adam Warlock behind me. I dash into my team for safety. And then I can strafe a little bit, get the health pack, kill the group before he gets to it. This Iron Fist is 1. Now I'm going to try to right-click off the point because I don't want them to touch, and if they do touch, I want to punish them. Like now all these tanks are going to be taking damage on here. Like now I'm looking at the Luna because that's the only person who's going to keep him up right now. Still looking for the Luna. Got her. Now I'm looking for the Hela. Right here, we're waiting for a strange TP. While we're cleaning up everybody else. but then they have a res that's too far from the point when they didn't cap it. So we just ended up winning because of that. Because of the zoning, we had the split off stuff. But that's just kind of like that's like a match where I didn't feel like I did like, well, I mean, I had 26 final blows. I did do a fuck ton. But it's one where it was like, it was very back and forth, where it was just like showing the full potential of the character. So it's just like a lot about putting yourself in the right place, following up on things, and getting people low to create opportunities for your team. Very good character all around. I think that like even now, I'm making the guide, but there's like the skill ceiling still seems very far away from where I am right now. There's so much more you can do with him. Like it's just even as simple as just improving your accuracy. There's a ton of things to do. Yeah, well, that's going to do it for the Torch Guide, pretty much. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the description. Remember, I have the written version of this also out, so feel free to take a look at that, and I'll update that as I learn new information. But yeah, that is the Human Torch Guide, so if you liked it, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I have a Discord, you can ask me questions there as well. But yeah, appreciate y'all for coming out. I'll see you later.